Time for some more Motone Customs T100 project. Hi, Tony here and welcome to what is now part 10 of the Motone Customs T100 Bonneville build. The project is moving along quite nicely. In this episode I'm going to be fitting the rear indicators. I fancied using the Motone Underseat brackets. They do make a set of brackets that mount onto the top of the shocks, and I use those when I fitted the down and out short seat conversion, and I'll put a link up in that corner for you to go and have a look at those. So for a bit of variety, and actually I think to suit the style of this bike, we're going to go with these ones. Now these parts are really simple, but as with all Motone parts I've found very nicely finished. Very lightweight aluminium L bracket. You've got a mounting hole for the indicator, and then you've got this slotted section on the top which fits onto the two mounts that are on the frame rail of the seat, and then you can work out exactly where you want that to be, how close to the frame rail. And in the top here you've just got a standard M10 bolt, so that'll be the bolt that you can use on your headlamp ears or on many other parts. I've just raided my stash and picked up a couple of 10mm bolts, and I'll put a couple of washers on there as well, and it is just going to be a case of bolting those into place. And obviously you've got the ability to make some adjustments in the angle of those as well, so it's just a case of lining those up. If I put that at that point, there's probably going to be about where we need to, so I'll tighten these up afterwards when we've got them there, but that's the bracket in place. I'm using the same indicators that I used on the front, and what I like about the Motone ones is they come with an orange bulb, so as per the front I've just switched out the orange lens for the clear lens that comes with the kit, and then it's just a case of feeding that cable through, and then the lock washer and nut can go on there. And then just tighten that up, and I'll do that up fully later on so we can adjust the position that they need to be in. And obviously you can pre-mount this to the bracket before you bolt that on. Two indicators are now on, and indeed mounting indicators of the bracket before you bolt it on there makes it easier. I'm just going to then take these two wires, and then they'll just plug into the loom that I fitted when I fitted this lovely tail light. Not really necessary, but I just think it neatens things up, so I've just put some heat shrink over the top of that. I don't actually really even need to shrink that down, that's just going to be enough to hold those cables, and that just neatens everything up. Now it's just a case of wiring these indicators up to the harness that I'd already fitted. You get an instruction for these, but essentially it is the right hand indicator. The red cable goes into the brown connector. On the opposite side it's the orange connector, and then you've got a black earth. Both of those can be earthed into that. You've got one other cable here which is in red, and that's used if you're using dual filament bulbs, which we're not using here, so that doesn't need to be used. That's that in terms of the connections. I'll tuck that wire down there out of the way. We can get all of that put down. I'll neaten this up. Now that the seat's back into place and everything is bolted up, you can see how these indicators sit. I think these brackets are a really good solution. You can see they're very quick and simple to fix, and they look really nice. The only thing probably I would do is, you can see the screw thread, and it depends on what seat you're using of course and what mudguard. I would just put a little piece of heat shrink over that, just to black that out to make it look less obvious, but that's just a minor thing. I think for a quick, easy, cheap way of getting these done that looks really good, you can't go wrong with these. As ever, I'll put links to all these parts up in the top corner. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, I'd love you to subscribe so you can keep up to date with this project. Next up will probably be the tank. I've had that back from the painters, and I'm really looking forward to getting it on the bike and seeing what it looks like. And obviously I've got to swap all of the internals out of the old tank, so I'll go through that in the next episode. And until that next episode, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Yeah.